Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, we'll be reacting to the second video, A Million Amelias. If you haven't checked out my first video of Skyebrows, you can go check it out. It was such a banger. I loved it, and it was such a good first video that got me really interested to check out more of Skyebrows stuff. And a big thank you to Skyebrows and his community. The support I've been getting from that first video is just phenomenal, and I really can't believe it. So really thank you guys for all the support and encouragement to make a second one. I'm really glad that you guys enjoyed me rambling on, because I was a bit hesitant that, you know, maybe because not a lot of people will understand, that they'll find it bored, but it seems like you guys really enjoyed it, so thank you for that, and I'll be making sure to do more of those. Let's check this out. Okay, 4 on the floor, 4/4 beat. Very nice rumbling bass. I like these kinds of basses. Ooh, a nice saxophone. Vocal chops.
British not skittish, my jolly good chap. British not skittish, and done with this crap. British not skittish, quick the noise from the nap to tear.
Interesting.
For your skull a good rap, raise your pint lads in the back street.
Oh, a whole change of color. First of all, that's so abstract. It's very abstract lyrics. Like, is this written by Sky, or did the AI... I highly doubt the AI would be able to generate such abstract lyrics, right? So I am leaning towards the fact that Sky is the one that is writing these lyrics. And if so, very big props. That's very abstract. That is very good penmanship. So I want to point out some stuff also, since we are still early into this. The thing that you would find common in sort of these AI generated clips is generally a lot of shots. The backgrounds are always almost in focus. If you were to take a look closely at the other AI generated stuff, unless you explicitly tell it you want depth of field, right? Depth of field just simply means, let's say Amelia here is in the foreground, right? And the camera is focused on her. Naturally, anything in the back would be blurred because it's out of focus. Your main focus is on the foreground. So naturally the background, the focal length doesn't reach the background. That's what's creating the blur in the background. We call it depth of field. And that's also the same effect. So you know those little artifacts of like light rays that are like little balls in your screen, BOKEH. So that's how bokeh works too. Not only that, I like to point out, this could be also very useful for your prompts in AI. When we talk about creating cinematic, creating anamorphic, right? What is anamorphic? This is essentially the signature look of an anamorphic lens. The light rays that come into an anamorphic lens, right, the light rays that you see, are always going to be either horizontal, one line horizontal, or one line vertical. So let me show you a example of a photo I took with a normal camera and a normal lens, and you can see that the light rays are very much different. Now you might be wondering, okay, where else have you seen anamorphic? Anamorphic lenses are used in cinema. You use an anamorphic lens to capture more on your horizontal left and right. But a side effect is that you have to stretch the raw clip out in post, which means the anamorphic aspect ratio is not the same aspect ratio as what we normally have. You know how we're always watching in 1080p, 720p, and all these kinds of stuff? That is a 16:9. That is the very standard modern day monitors that we have. So if we were to get out the calculator and we do 1920 divided by 1080, we get 1.77, right? So this is the ratio. 1.77 is to 1. If your vertical plane is 1, your horizontal plane is 1.77 of your vertical plane. 1280 divided by 720. 720 is 720p, remember we used to watch things in 720p. So let's divide it and see. It is also 1.77. So that's why when you go from 720p to 1080p, the aspect ratio stays the same. It's still 16:9. Let's take the 4K version, which is 3840 divided by 2160. We see these 2160 settings in YouTube, right? Let's go back and we can see over here, 2160p, 4K. 4K UHD is actually just 3840. So let's divide it. It's also 1.77. That's why if you go from 720 to 1080 to 4K UHD, it's all 16:9. We go back to an anamorphic ratio. Remember how our normal monitors are 1.77:1? Well, an anamorphic is 2.39:1. So your vertical is 1 and your horizontal is 2.39 times the length of your vertical plane. So what does this mean? It means it's very wide. This means you need an ultra wide to watch an anamorphic video, right? And where do you usually see that? In the cinema. So let me just show you or give you an idea of what happens if you watch an anamorphic video, the 2.39:1 aspect ratio, on your 1080p monitor. Ready? Notice something familiar? You have seen these black bars before. YouTube will allow you to upload these anamorphic aspect ratios, but if your monitor doesn't support that wideness, it has to rescale down that anamorphic video so that it fits into your, the 1080p aspect ratio. And that's where these black bars come in. I think you guys can sort of remember maybe some videos in the past you watched that there were these black bars. Now, it's also important to note that you can also fake these black bars like what I'm doing now, simply because I don't want to go through the hassle of actually getting a 2.39:1 footage. You can go on Google and get like this 2.39:1 PNG black bar overlay to make your 1080p footage look like it's meant for cinema. That's why they call it cinematic black bars. The more you know. Moving on.
This the back window, the goal they created and couldn't control. Amelia girl was such an own goal. Fish and chips on the lips, they were cracking their whips. I say, now have you all seen these?
I love the beat.
1984 on the floor. Sad propaganda that's looking so poor they can't conceal your
Okay, so we have this shot. We know for a fact, this is the very when you think about AI generated. This is kind of the standard look, right? More than that, I want to point out something which will tie into how you write your prompts also, because I'm going to help you understand one of the prompts. So I know that Sky probably uses this prompt just by looking at this footage. That prompt is backlit. How do I know it's backlit? Other than the fact that there's light at the back. But what does a backlit scene do, right? Let's take ourselves as the camera's position right now. We are looking at Amelia, right? She is blocking the light that is coming from the back. What does this do? This essentially creates a outline, a whitish, bright outline around the talon. We call this hair light. Take a look at Amelia's hair, and her shoulders, right? This is a effect of having the light source behind the talon and the camera in front of the talon. There's a very old photo of me, and you can see that I have that same white outline on top of me, and we can clearly see where the light source is coming from. It's about maybe 70 degrees on top of me, but it's still considered backlit because from the camera's point of view, the light is coming from the back of the talon. Where else can we see these examples? In silhouette photos. Because one of the side effects from having a backlit subject, the talon is now casting a shadow onto you because the talon is blocking any light from reaching the camera, and that's how cameras take photos and videos, right? We need the light. But if your talon is blocking the only source of light, which is coming from behind the talon this time, there's nothing lighting the talon from your side of the camera, right? And so that's why from your point of view, it's a lot darker. But when you write in the prompt backlit, the AI automatically helps you balance the light here. So it doesn't become a silhouette unless you explicitly tell it you want a silhouette. Because normally, in real life, a backlit shot that is not a silhouette requires more than one light source. Of course, your main light is behind the talon, but you also need lights to fill in, right? That's what we call fill lights, so that we can see something. Because if we don't have any lights behind us right now from this camera point of view, she's going to be a silhouette. But with AI, you don't need to account for all of that. You just have to tell it backlit, and it will automatically light it properly for you. So that is what backlit means when you write it in your prompt. So let's rewatch this clip again. Right, you can see that one big light source from the back. You see this outline, this white outline? This art style right here, does it remind you of Kim Possible? Did I just reveal my age? Oops. So this is what I mean by depth of field, right? Because the camera can't focus on her and the back at the same time, being so close to her. The side effect of having depth of field, or the anomaly essentially that you get from having depth of field, is that all the light sources, because it's out of focus, it becomes a smudge. All right, we can see the night lights here, they're all becoming circles. This is the bokeh effect, B-O-K-E-H. I don't even have to tell you where to find it, but you definitely know that you've seen it before. It most likely is Sky just stitching together takes, and unfortunately one of the takes didn't have a clean ending to fade into the next one, and that's why you heard a bit of another voice, just a small detail. So let's hear that again. Right here. It's a small thing. Right? Doesn't this art style kind of look like remember the old Kim Possible on Cartoon Network back then, where there's quite a lot of sharp lines, like the drawings have a lot of sharp edges.
What's in plain sight? Who kicks the island when the tide turns awry? Amelia, I feel ya, lead the pack wide. Four boys will run from a thunderclap. British, not skittish, and
Kaya.
Four boys will run from a thunderclap.
Oh no, Kaya. No, Hassan, see, you're supposed to be using a thunderstone to get a Jolteon, not just any electrical outlet.
Clap. British, not skittish, and done with this crap. Tried to shut it all down, but she ran a full lap. Why fools left in chorus? The memes on tap.
Ah, right there. Another example of anamorphic lens flares. That's a word for it, lens flare.
Skittish, and done with this crap. Tried to shut it all down, but she ran
Alright,
a full
I'll
lap.
point it out for you. Okay. Take a look at this horizontal line that goes up in between leaflet. Right, you see that lens flare? You see this lens flare? It's horizontal. It's a horizontal lens flare. That's a signature lens flare of an anamorphic lens.
Memes on tap, look straight ahead now. Stormtroopers don't dash you for rivers and soil and the damn cold air. Pull the plug quick when plans got out of hand. Guess they never heard, but they're all
You see what I mean? When you are in ultra wide, say in camera, when you're shooting ultra wides like 14 millimeters on a lens, right? Generally everything, because you're shooting everything so wide, everything should be in focus. That's natural. Did I just... Right. So this is probably a prompt gone wrong. Who knows, right? We still see this signature anamorphic lens flare. So I'm guessing for this clip, the prompt anamorphic was still used, but the AI didn't give you any lights to work off with because it's a black background. Remember that. There is no way for an anamorphic lens flare to come into the picture when there is no light source. So this is probably where, you know, like things could go wrong with the AI's handling of the prompts. So, you know, it's just a small thing, right? Oh my god, very 2000s anime look for this one. I kind of like it. Does it give like the anime style of, you know, the old animes like Evangelion, Gundam Seed Destiny or something like that, right? Damn. Oh, here. Okay, remember what I mentioned in the previous video about how the mids blended in from one take to the other? You know, Sky gave me some clarity that, yeah, it was actually two clips stitched together, which was kind of my suspicion. But we can hear the same thing happening. So we know that, you know, it's quite difficult to get a perfect one take. So Sky has to kind of stitch in multiple generations of the same song to get a better final product. So here we can see that, we can hear that happening. So I'd like you to listen closely and you'll probably catch on to what I just said. Right there. It's quite subtle because Sky did a very good job in blending the two, right? So over here, as it blends into this scene is where the fade in happens. One more time. You caught that, right? This time you caught that, right? When you want to make a good product, it's not always just a one take wonder, right? You always have to take different takes. You know, even when recording covers, right? You usually just stitch in different takes to make one nice take, right? It's not a negative critique, it's just more of, it's not going to be as easy as generating one song and that song is going to essentially be your perfect final product. No, there's a lot more going into it. Soccer? Oh, I like that shot. Wait, but this shot is so nice. I like it. You know, very grungy paint splatter, right? It feels very graffiti-ish, right? Very rebellious, edgy. I don't know, and then, you know, she's wearing the high boots, fishnets. It really sells the character so much more, just simply because of the background. So that's how your background can actually help to accentuate your character even more. It's just a small little thing that I was like, oh wait, this looks so cool.
Why is your unbound stare? You're more than a warning, you're already there. Amelia, Amelia, we feel you tonight. Rebel
Yo, the Amelia Ducky is crazy. Yo, the VTubers. What's up, guys? Damn, that's a lot. How the hell do you get all these individual designs into one scene? How do you do that? Do you have to do it row by row? Because I don't think I'm able to just go up to an AI and say, I want Ember, I want Nux, I want Leaflet and the Jelly model, you know, put them in a cinema, 27 of them or something like, I don't know, wait, 7, 14, 21, 28, 30, wait, what? 35, almost 35. I don't think the AI can handle that many individual designs in one. But here is another example of what it means to be backlit. Look at the top of the chairs. Why? Because in a cinema, they're looking at you, which means the projector is behind them right now, right? And the projector essentially emits light. So this is actually a really nice touch. I would have also overlooked it, honestly, but because I paused it, I was like, oh wait, that's pretty cool. Yeah, the chairs also have their own hair light here because of the projector at the top. So it's actually, in this environment, it's actually accurate. So that's pretty cool. Oh, this shot is so nice. POV on the floor, wide shot. You see what I mean? A wide shot generally has everything in focus. Which brings me to maybe my next point that could probably help is camera movements. Because we just think like, oh, panning, zooming, you know, and all that kind of stuff. I'm not sure. I haven't tried it with an AI yet, but maybe you could get a better product with how you phrase the camera movement. So yeah, these are the different camera movements that we used in filmmaking. The most common is dolly, pan, slider, jib, and then tilt. Generally, these 5 are very widely used, so I don't know whether or not the AI can understand it. That was a ramble and a half. Now, back to the video. She grew a tail. She became a furry. No way. Is that the buff corgi? Ooh, look at that ultra wide. Whoa, wait. That shot is so nice. What? The art that they used and the animation for this, it looks so good. Holy. Wow. Wow, that's so nice. Oh, wait, cat girl Amelia? I can get aboard. I can get on board with that. Ooh. Sorry, I just got like Powerpuff Girl vibes. Hold on, where is it? I don't know about you, but I got Powerpuff Girl vibes. Did I just give away my freaking age again? Damn it. Yeah, this fight scene is so nice. Sorry, this gull keeps it real, yeah? I wonder if this is a happy accident, right? Maybe because of the accent of the singer. Because I don't know, right? Maybe there's an insider joke of a gull. She actually was trying to say this girl, but because of the stylized way of singing and the accent, it sounded like a gull. Go along with it and make a gull clip. Also, you realize something? The gull is on the opposite side of the turntables. He's spinning from the other side. Okay, well, maybe the gull is just hard like that, right? You know, maybe he does. Maybe the gull doesn't follow rules, right? The Beatles? Oh, I didn't expect that. Ooh. Whoa. Ooh. 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 Okay, pause. First of all, I like this art style because it's a very collagey paint, looks like a painting, right? But it moves, right? This gives you that, oh, whoa, what's happening? What's happening? Wait, this looks so cool, right? Second thing, let's talk about music for a bit, right? I haven't really talked about music yet. This chorus. And then it goes into this drop. Right? So let me just pull up Ableton and I'll explain it to you. I just whipped up a very basic beat, nothing, don't worry about it. But what I wanted to highlight, maybe it can help with anyone that's experimenting with music GPT or Suno AI, right? Essentially a phenomena or just another technique used in essentially all kinds of music, especially in EDM. But why do some songs just naturally give you more of a feeling that you want to bob your head to it, you want to move your body to it, like how, you know, when I first reacted to Skyebrows, I was like, ooh, there's such a bob, right? And earlier where the drop happened, I was like, ooh, this makes me want to move, this makes me want to dance. Why does that happen? So let me show you what a normal beat pattern is. Right? Kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare. That's the very normal beat pattern. So what I'm going to do next is I am going to double the kicks. Earlier, the kick was only on the 1, 3, 1, 3, right? And then the 2s are on the snares. So now the kick is going to happen on every single beat. This is what we call 4 on the floor or a 4/4 beat pattern, which just means that the kick is going to hit on every single beat out of 4 beats. So take a listen now. Right? So earlier it was boom, pop, boom, pop, and then now it's boom, 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 boom. You know, I want you in my room. Let's spend the night together. Maybe you naturally was like, oh, okay, now it feels a bit more upbeat. Now there's a bit more momentum to it, right? Just from doubling up the beats. But the BPM stayed the same. It's not like the BPM got any faster that made you want to, oh, I want to move. No, the BPM stayed the same. Where do you hear this the most? That's right, you hear it in a lot of EDM music, a lot of electro, a lot of party music. You know, at raves, right? You want people to dance, you want people to jump, you want people to bob. That's where you hear a lot of 4 on the floors because it gets people moving naturally. So maybe when you write your prompts for Music GPT and Suno AI moving forward, I'm not sure how it's going to work out, so let me know in the comments. And we're back. Ooh. I like that effect. It gives like a very introduction anime style, like, oh, this clan, that kind of stuff. Oh my god, Attack on Titan. Hey, this fight sequence is good. I like that. Oh, wait, that's so smooth. Ooh. Oh, there we go, the overclocked RAM. This time I learned. I really enjoyed it. The song is also really boppy. So earlier when I was talking about this drop, right, this sort of drop, right? It's probably slap house. So here are some examples. I'm not sure if I would get into trouble if I just play these. You would hear a bit of similarities like the drop. If that's what you're looking for, then you can probably look into slap house, right? This part. There's another one that kind of sounds similar to the drop. Right? Kind of sounds similar, right? Right, there's another one. Four on the floor, you know, that low rumbling synth and the sub bass and everything. So if that's up your alley, you can probably look into slap house as the genre. It's the closest that I can kinda find to this song. So yes, that was my breakdown and reaction to this song. I really enjoyed it. Skyebrows is doing so much bops. Maybe what I will react to next is Joe's Rogaine experience. I think I got a suggestion to do that too. So keep a lookout for that, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.